Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome. This is the Energetic Brew gathering where we bring in that sense of astrology, numerology, and bring it into bite-sized pieces. I'm Zane McFarlane, a rising Virgo, Sun Pisces, and Capricorn Moon, here to help bring a practical view and energy to the energies that are happening tonight. We're going over Libra season and the energies that are going to happen within it. I am joined by Rochelle tonight. Welcome, Rochelle. Would you like to introduce yourself here?
Thank you so much, Zane. I'm an energetic medicine woman who is happens to be a rising Pisces, a Capricorn sun, and a Libra moon. I'm here to help you merge in a way that feels good for you with the coming season of Libra. All right, Zane, let's kick us off. What are we going to talk about for Libra season? And you know what? Actually, I'm just going to take a pause for a moment. As we're recording this today, it is a two energy day and it lands on a very significant date, the September 11th. And I know with heavy hearts that a moment of silence is needed, remembrance, a sense of grief. It has washed over many communities. I know there's been many losses that have happened recently. And with an inhale and an exhale collectively, placing your hands maybe on your heart, maybe feeling your feet, wherever you might be in this moment, just listening to the sound of my voice and allowing yourself to feel compassion, if that feels good, to feel a sense of love, and being able to, if it's available to you, to open up your heart space for those that are grieving loss right now. And if you are grieving loss right now, our hearts are coming out to you. As we collaborate and come together, I acknowledge that I am on the sacred unceded territories of the Silk Nation, and Zane and I are on the same lands. May you feel also the sacredness of the lands that you are upon, acknowledging it, the ancestors, the healed ones, and being able to connect with the elements, the air, the wind, the fire, the ether, the water, and however you may call in sacred space. Just knowing that we are at any time, anywhere, we are capable and able of leaning in for support and calling in the energies of the unseen that can help and support us in a way to hold a sacredness for humanity. And again, for those that are grieving the great losses that have happened, inhaling through your nose and exhaling out your mouth a few times. Noticing just how you can settle into your chair a little bit, relaxing your shoulders, loosening the jaw, and possibly just wiggling your toes, just to let out any hardness, any jadedness, anything that holds you back from feeling that unconditional love for humanity. We're needed right now. And if it's not available for you and it's not okay with you right now, that's okay. Just tend to yourself first. And with that, if you're needing to pause the recording, please do so. I'm feeling a few tears coming out and just letting them be, giving yourself permission to just let yourself be as we enter into our Libra season class together, knowing that it's going to be spaces like this that are going to be so needed. So thanks to the ones that are here live with us, and thanks for those that are watching on the recording here. We are gently going to move into our our class. If you're needing a sip of water, please get that for yourself. And just remember that you do have those answers within you. And may what we share tonight, yeah, bring some salve to the heart. Mm. With that, I'm going to hand it over to you, Zane, to share what we're here about tonight and some of the Libra season notes that we have.
So tonight we are going to go over that general aspect of what Libra season is in general for the collective and go over the moon illuminations that are going to be happening during this Libra season because we also have a eclipse happening slightly during this Libra season. So we'll be diving into that. And then we will reconnect with our live audience where we'll pause our recording here and check in to see what transit they want to go into deeper for this recording. And so without without further ado, I think we have introduced ourselves. We know what we're doing here. And shall we move into the sun and move
Yeah.
into that sense of what Libra season will hold for us?
hmm Yeah. So if you have your chart and you're watching the recording right now, now's the time to get it so that you can follow along. We're just going to give a couple of words for where the sun might be activating in the different houses. And if this is all new to you, that's okay. We will continue to answer questions. So if you want to put your questions in the comments at any time, we will circle back and answer them for you. And with that, Zane, you want to go over how the sun is going to light up each house during Libra season?
Right. So within Libra season and any season, we have the that 12 house system. And within it, we can look at the chart and we can learn how the sun's gonna light up our life, how it's gonna light up our chart. So the quick overview here is first house is about self and how you show up. The second is money and resources. The third is about communication, short travel, and education. The fourth is home and family. Fifth is creativity and children. Sixth is health and daily routines. Seventh is relationships, contracts, marriage. Eighth is the transformation and shared resources. This also holds dreams as well. Ninth is about travel and education, spiritual, long-term travel. 10th is career and goals. 11th is community and friends. 12th is karma and endings, health, subconscious, and what's hidden below the surface. So within Libra season, Libra season starts on the autumn equinox generally. Sometimes it can be a few days off, but generally it's the autumn equinox where we got equal day, equal night happening, perfect balance, kind of symbolized by that sign of Libra, the scales, bringing in that sense of balance. And that's partly what Libra brings, is that sense of balance. Libra is also ruled by Venus, so we got that sense of love, beauty, and values coming into Libra. And Libra wants balance, harmony, justice. Those are some themes to Libra. And so when we look at Libra season, we got that sense of restoring equilibrium between work and rest, self and other, giving and receiving, finding that balance. And within Libra season, that can feel a little bit of a finding those ideas, connections, intellect within that area element. it's also the start of a season, the start of fall, that cardinal energy, creating new cycles, leadership through the balance. And for the collective, Libra sits generally in the seventh house, the house of relationships, contracts, and marriage. So it brings in that sense of checking in for the collective as a general. What are the relationship patterns that might be going through? What are some needs versus compromises that can happen? And the way that you can find that balance so then you can have the peace within your life. You got a thought there, Rochelle?
I do.
Yeah.
Part of Libra is also about justice. It's even though it's ruled by Venus, there's still this part of injustice. There's this connection to as autumn comes, it's the beginning of the death cycle. And so it's looking at what needs to go, what needs to be cleaned out, what needs to be harvested and celebrated. That can also be a lot of themes in every season in a different way. But Libra season, as it was a time where we celebrated a lot of food, but in many cultures around the world, was also a decision making that was coming up and watching. I always find when I start to speak of things that are really sentimental and a sense of deep grief, I can feel the back of my throat starting to shift and change. And part of this Libra season and Scorpio season, we'll talk more about Scorpio season in our next class, but we will touch on it a little bit here because whatever we don't resolve in Libra season will show up for us in Scorpio season in a toxic way. So this will be really important, especially with the eclipse that we're going to have. We'll get into a little bit more of that in a moment. But with this energy that's here for us in this Libra season, it's going to be really important for us to look at what can we harvest to preserve for winter. And often in many cultures around the world, this would be the time that they would start to be deciding who was going to eat and who was not going to eat, meaning who was going to starve. And so this is a time where we're really looking at how can we reflect on the abundance that we have to set ourselves up for a successful winter. And, it's a time for that home decor. It's a time for looking at for those that are having a business, are we in alignment with what we're wanting to say? Are we in alignment with the relationships that we want to work with when it comes to clients? And if we're working with other people, are we feeling like we're in alignment with them as well? So this is a great time for us to be checking in, a great time to be checking in for our the is it ethical for us? Does it feel like we can get behind this? As some of you that have been watching some of the mainstream media and things, we're starting to see themes already of injustice and justice happening. So lots of connection to where are our thoughts and what is it that we're wanting to bring into this world and how are we wanting to wield it, remembering that we are these powerful individuals. This is sort of my little tidbit of thinking about Libra. Since I'm a Libra moon too, Libra season can create some different things for me. Those that are here live, I've put in our Zoom chat if you didn't know what area the sun was going to be lighting up during Libra season, just want to check the chat as I've added that into the notes. And then those that have their mini readings that they've chosen to get, they've given my information. So when we go back into our space, I'll make sure that we can cover that and answer any questions. But sort of back to using, I think that light and shadow of Libra season would be really important to share.
Yeah. That's where I was gonna head into next too. So within that sense, with the light, we also have the shadow that can come up and that we have to work with in any season. And so the light side of Libra, we have graceful communication, fairness and justice, authentic, authenticity, sensitivity, and harmonious relationships. This is the light side of Libra. This is when we are in balance with Libra. That sense of we are aligned. But when we are misusing Libra energy or avoiding what we're needing to do, we get the shadow side of Libra. And the shadow side of Libra can bring avoidance of confrontation, over compromising, or people pleasing, superficiality, or performance, that mask coming out. And then lastly, we got codependency or losing self. So these are the shadow themes that I just went over, where again, when we're not in balance with Libra season, or maybe didn't deal with the things that we need to deal with in Virgo season, these are some of the things that we can see coming up within Libra season, which then will carry over into Scorpio season, which then can sting us a little bit more than what Libra season will. So finding that way to return to balance in Libra season is the ideal in dealing with it beforehand. Go,
I
I
love
see
it.
you reaching for the microphone.
Yeah, I know it's just like such great cues. I'm really enjoying this. So part of what we'll do next is really just sort of the invitation for Libra season is going to be lighting up an area of your chart for you to focus on and to be able to understand what do you value, what kind of conversations are you wanting to have? How can you create from beauty versus obligation? Because that can feel really sticky and grindy. There is so much that we can be adding when it comes to beauty, when it comes to connecting with ourselves, when it comes to creating that inner sense of harmony. Part of what we have to offer you here will be a body practice after before we close off. So you'll want to stay tuned for that of like how to tune back into your body for Libra season. One of the things that I want to offer here is a journal question. Where am I overgiving? And where am I withholding? So, if this is something that you want to start to kind of think about when it comes to Libra season, starting to prepare yourself for is that are there places in your life that you have been overgiving or doing the people pleasing? And where have you been where could you step a little bit deeper into an area of your life that you have been maybe avoiding? These are some of the things that you can start thinking about. I think at this point in time, Zane, do you want to check in with our connections here that are live, or do you want to talk about that partial eclipse and head into the new moon?
I was
Oh,
thinking about going into the new moon and partial eclipse, but we
perfect. Let's do it.
maybe check in with the live, but otherwise we'll kind of the new moon will hopefully be a little bit shorter and compact than what the overall general aspect of Libra season has been so far. So with that, the new moon in Virgo is happening on September 21st. This is also a partial solar eclipse as well. And new moons are about planting seeds and that fresh start, that manifestation. And within it, Virgo is that sense of bringing in that perfection, that what do I actually desire, that truth seeking and earthy kind of feel to it as well. So bringing in that sense of what do I need? What is actually true for me? And then within that sense, yeah, thinking around themes around that sense of health and daily routines as well within this manifestation as Virgo sits in the sixth house on its own for the collective, that daily routines and health. coming back to that for this new moon for the collective, for you, it might be looking at something different. So look at your chart, pull out your chart, see where Virgo sits. This is where kind of themes that you want to bring in and think about within this new moon. Yeah? You got any thoughts there, Rochelle?
Well, yes, because part of this new moon, those that have been watching the moon, we started Virgo season with a new moon, and now we're ending Virgo season with a new moon as well. So some might call this a black moon. Some might say that this is ushering out things because it's happening at the 29th degree. So each sign, regardless of what name, in the 12th house system, all goes from 0 to 29 degrees. 29 degrees is considered to be the anaretic degree. And the anaretic degree means it's the threshold before something new is starting. So, this new moon, you might feel a little bit different than the one that we did have about 4 weeks ago. So, this is an invitation to really check in, regardless of your chart, whether you know it, whether you don't know it. Really start to tune into your body because a lot to do with Virgo season has to do with the nervous system. And so if something's not feeling right for you, listen to that. Take some time. The fact that it's a partial solar eclipse also happening at this 29th degree, this is a real time for us to really eclipse again, out or in. Some astrologers will say that specific eclipses need to be ushering in or ushering out. But you know what? There is something that I need to sort of say here and to take a stand for. If it's feeling like the opposite of what you're hearing from other astrologers, then trust your own body and you have been imprinted cosmically. That's what we stand for here at the Energetic Brew. It's like listening to the recipe of you. So we can give you this information, but how it feels in your body is going to be really, really important. Again, Virgo and Pisces, this axis that's happening right now is really about us looking at our health and those rituals and how we are our innate healer from within. So, devote yourself to what it is that you feel called to that is going to create more health and wellness for you. So, part of that, I don't know, I feel pretty complete on that because again, there's a little question that we're being asked at this point in time is like, what are we aligned with when it comes to our sacred purpose? And this is only a question that you can ask yourself and come up with the answers that feel good for within you. Yeah. But thanks, Zane. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you, Rochelle. And with
Welcome.
that, much like you, I'm feeling complete that we've covered that tad bit of what this new moon is. Didn't really break down the partial eclipse part too much, but that just the partial eclipse just heightens it a little bit more, brings in that extra energy and can agitate. That's the simplest way that we can put it right now. That bite-sized piece for you to go and take and digest with all of this other information that we're also giving you little bite-sized pieces to take away.
Exactly. And I think with that, we'll pause our recording and we're going to check in. There is a couple of charts for us to look at, but then also just to find out from those that are here live. Again, if you want to join us live, just follow us on social media, find us on Eventbrite. We will have our dates all up for 2026 quite soon. It'll be the second Thursday of every month. Really nice to remember and easy to access. And then a part of that, what happens behind the scenes, you'll only know when you join us. So, with that, we'll see you just in a few moments.
And we're back. We are going to cover this full moon in Aries. We're bringing in that sense of self and community and that reflection from Libra to Aries that's then reflect back to Libra.
Mhm.
That sense of reflection happening within the full moon. What do you need to release within Libra season when it comes to self, but then also maybe when it comes to contracts and relationships as well? As during the full moon, We can have that little bit more of a heightened emotion, but also clarity, that sense of light coming into our being as well. And yeah, what is this full moon coming into Aries in Libra season, this full moon for you, Rochelle? What
I'm
is it?
I'm I'm pretty excited about it. Under the tropical system. So for those that were with us live, I appreciate you so much because we went into a different system of astrology that I have been eager. And when I think about a full moon, I think about celebration. I think about what are we letting go of? What is no longer serving us? And there's definitely some lenses of astrology that have been calling me forward, looking at it through the tropical lens and through numerology for a moment. This is going to happen on a seven energy day. And so what this means is seven is the number of our physical body. It's our leadership. It's our connection to what have we learned? What lessons have come to fruition? Or what lessons are we open to? And some that are were in our live group, there was some interesting things happening with their north nodes, the things that we're going to be looking at, listening to, learning about, and what our soul is calling us forward to do. If you don't know where your north node is, reach out for a reading. We would love to help you with that. Back to this seven energy on a full moon. It is going to be important for us to honor our physical body, being able to connect with that sense of self, clear our mind, clear our thoughts, also parts of our self identity that no longer belong. And I know that that's a hot topic in our world and the trends that are happening, and also the not just necessarily trends, because that could be insulting to some, and that's not my intention, but the way that we're shifting and evolving in humanity together. So, who are you? Who do you want to be? And who do you want to be surrounded around? So, taking a look at yourself, taking a look around at others with discernment, not with judgment, but with compassion, and being able to come back to your autonomy. What is it that you are wanting to connect with? And again, as you mentioned, Zane, I agree. There might be some emotions that flare up. You know, Aries being a fire sign, the sense of self. What is it that you've been hiding from? What is it that you want to start? Also, too, because Aries is that starting sign in the zodiac. And with that, I think that feels like enough there. If you have more questions, know that we are just a message away. We love answering questions, don't we, Zane?
Yes, and this is happening on October 6th. I don't remember if I put in that date, but October 6th is when this full moon in Aries is happening. As we kind of just shotgun blast right back into the recording of things.
Yeah, we did.
Just got
And
real quick and easy into it.
we
Oh,
did. Totally. Because, and again, this is part, if you're looking for community, the community is growing, and part of us showing up for the community is so that we can nerd out together, have conversations about the astrological phenomenon. How is the sky breathing and alive in front of us, and how is it impacting us upon our individual brews, but also collectively speaking? Some of the things that you might want to do for October 6th are some cord cuttings, being able to, let go of things that no longer fit you. May it be relationships, may it be past lives, may it be parts of yourself and your identity that no longer are a version of yourself. You can light a candle responsibly, burn things responsibly. And of course, part of this embodiment practice that you might want to think about is like a mind dump, being able to release things, being able to, I want to actually take that word back. I want you to be able to write things out and burn them. So then that rage that might be inside, or this reclaiming of your power, can come back to you with ease and connection. On this day, I just want to make a quick note. Mercury does move into Scorpio. And so there's this part of being able to speak some words of magic, if that fits to you, speaking prayers, being able to speak into connection of what was that
yes, your
for?
microphone's behind you. You're just getting more and more quiet as you lean into the camera.
Oh, is this better? Maybe
You're
I'll just put
getting
it in
loud.
front of me.
You get really
Whoa.
loud.
All right.
So gentle to the headphone users, and
Gentle to the headphone users. Yes.
especially with you just getting quiet. So
Oh, thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. So I'll repeat really quickly. With this full moon, Mercury will move into Scorpio. And what that might mean for us is being able to use our words, or words may come to us feeling like we're channeling something, feeling like we're maybe speaking magic or prayers, whatever word works for you when it comes to using your words for empowerment, for celebration, and to further into your practices that help you feel more like you. Yeah, I think that feels good for me on that. Zane, where are we headed next? We are going to
Well,
get your notebook ready. Get your notebook ready. I'm going to give you some details here. I know that here at the brew, we want to give you little tidbits. So, this is only why we're just going to give you a couple of dates to look at and some reflection questions about Uranus. Some say Uranus, and then Zane really likes to say Uranus, don't you? Because he just snickers like the child that is
I
within him.
say it, but then I also adapt, and for those to be all inclusive and keeping everybody comfortable in the field, Uranus is also I will default to. But then when I know it's in community, Uranus is the one that's used.
Well played, well played.
Yeah.
All right. So, grabbing those pens, grabbing those notebooks, you want to mark down when Uranus went into Gemini, and that was on July the 7th. Making a note, look at pictures, look at old text messages, look at emails, any sorts of little bits of threads as these dates come up, because there might be some signs for you to play attention to. And yes, I said play attention to. Really quick, Uranus is about our inner rebel, how we want to learn, how we might want to change the world, how we might use technology. And technology, because you're watching this right now, is a part of technology you are using. The same with this microphone, the Zoom that we're using, the laptop, the computer, the phones, all of the things. Look at your relationship with technology. Back to these dates, Uranus started its retrograde back on September the 5th, which isn't very far long ago, last week, and will stay in this retrograde pattern until February the 3rd of 2026. Notice how long this transit is of Uranus being in retrograde. It's generally, he does a 5 months of retrograde. So giving yourself permission to go inwards about your relationship to technology, your connection to however it might show up in your chart where Gemini is. Uranus is going to be stimulating this. One of the reasons why I want to bring this up is because a lot of things happened in my home life, and a lot of things are happening in my home life. And I've been asking, what is the deeper meaning? How can I find peace within this? Also, recently, I've gone through my Uranus opposition. So, Uranus is playing a big role in my life right now, and I wanted to bring this further to the collective, further to you watching right now. How do you use this technology within your own body? Uranus can also have a lot of Kundalini awakening. So, you want to note November the 7th is when Uranus goes back into Taurus. So, this is happening on a 9 energy day. This is about values. How do we use our voice? How do we treat the material world, but also how do we let the material world treat us? This will be something for us to really look at. The next date you want to mark down is the 25th of 2026, because Uranus will go back into Gemini at that time.
25th of
2026. I already said that.
2026.
Did
20,
I not say that? That's okay.
what
It's
month?
late for us. It's been a long day. I like
April
it that you pick up
25th.
on that. Yeah, it has been a long day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the reflection questions. What truths am I afraid to speak? Where am I being asked to think differently? And I bet those that are here with us in the Zoom room still and for the live are probably laughing at this, because I said something that really nails out this transit, how this planet is showing up for me. What beliefs or mental habits are keeping you stuck in the past? And so I'm going to just share with you, I'm going to be bold here. I really want to go over to the sidereal system. I want to drop tropical and go into sidereal. Why? Because it's what we see in the sky that's alive when it comes to the astronomy aspects of it. I still will honor tropical and help people with their charts this way, but there's something that's been calling me forward in it. And with that, I feel kind of complete on that. Zane, is there anything you want to add before we head into our body practice?
Uh, no, I feel like that's covered. You covered the dates. Mm, yeah, that Uranus is this big transit that a lot of little things can happen within its duration. So a lot of little things can build up to one big thing, right? So it might be a few little things. Pick them out, notice them, good and bad. We look at both, and then you can compile it and find out what this retrograde truly means for you and what you're needing to do with this Uranus energy from this point in this year going into next year. And with that, let's move into our body tool
I love it.
so we
So as
can,
Zane pulls this up, the body tool is really about honoring the density of our physical body. And if you've been watching and playing along with us, you understand how important it is for us and why we take a stand for the physical body practices that are easy and accessible. Always make sure that when you're working with children that you have their permission, or working on someone else's body that you have their permission, because then they'll get more out of it and it also empowers them to take back their power. And with that, you're going to bring that up on the screen here.
yep, I'll bring it up. So tonight, or for Libra season, we've decided on the pericardium meridian as it helps us to set up those boundaries within Libra season. And in that sense of building those foundations to protect our own energy and our community within building that boundaries. As the pericardium is that sense that helps strengthens the heart and helps bring in that emotional field and protect our emotional field. So bringing in that sense of balancing that aspect of Libra season felt really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the pericardium has a lot to do with how our flow in our body works. It has a lot to do with the energy within our body when it comes to our reproductive organs, when it comes to also our capacity to balance our hormones. So as you can see, this is where it starts is on the nipple and it goes down through the inside of the arm and out the middle finger. So the invitation here throughout Libra season and even now as you're listening to this is to trace this line upon your body on both sides. You can go fast, you can go slow, it can be a deep touch, it can be a soft touch. You can even hover within 3 inches above this line on your body or someone else's body, being able to help them balance their energy. We're advocates for positive, consensual touch because this is how we can help keep our children safe and protect them, but also starting to have them wield the power of their own body ownership, being able to connect with their body. So as you trace this line, the questions that you can ask yourself with this invitation as you trace this line is, can you be narrow-minded? Are you reinventing the wheel? And this last question, which I find very impactful, is, do you expect precise reciprocity from others? Meaning, are you giving for the sake of receiving? Or are you giving freely without expectation? So, as you are entering into Libra season, these are some contemplations for the whole season as a whole piece. And then each day I post little bits and pieces to be able to help you on a daily basis. But if you're just wanting a one and done, this is the place where you can really honor yourself each and every day, tracing this meridian as you need, as you maybe come up against confrontation or maybe avoiding confrontation, as we talked about earlier in this call during Libra season. Those are some things that might show up for us, for the collective. And again, being able to remember that your physical body needs just as much of attention as your spiritual practices do as well. I think with that, let us know if you have any questions. We also like to hear from you when it comes to any ahas or epiphanies or how this has helped you. And again, if this is information that you found valuable, make sure that you share it, send it over to a loved one who can also benefit from understanding the energetic brew. And with that, Zane, I believe we can close off. Our next time we're gathering, I believe, is October the 9th is our next call.
You check the description, there will be a link that you can click to then reserve your spot so you can join in live and get the in behind the scenes and also treat yourself to a VIP where we can dive into your chart as a community and build that sense of learning all together in community of that we're building here, bringing in those energies and how to tie in body tools so you can stir your brew instead of it stirring you.
Yes. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. And we'll see you all next time. Happy Libra season.